Welcome to another Joomla tutorial by Quiet Waters Computer Services. In this tutorial, we're going to go over extensions. Now, I first want to let you know that the extensions tutorials are going to be extensive, so I can't cram it all into one video. So I'm going to probably break it up into 8 to 10 videos. So we're going to start with the Manage button, so go ahead and click that and you'll end up on this page right here. And if you don't have the Install from Web tab, there'll be a button that will allow you to add that to the tabs here so that you have a direct connection to the Joomla extension directory. You can search for things and you can, scroll through the categories on the left. Couple things you want to know. The $ in front of something means it costs. That's a paid mod component or plugin. And if there's no $, that means it's free. Now, if you don't want to have to deal with seeing everything and you only want to see free or paid, just, click the Joomla extensions directory here and you'll be in Joomla's website, and go ahead and put in what it is you're looking for, what version of Joomla you want it to be used for, and if it's free or paid. And then you just simply hit go and you can download it. Now this one here, when you click on one of these, it actually gives you the opportunity to install it right there. With Joomla's website, you would have to pick an editor here, and then you'd literally have to download that editor and then upload it through the second tab called Upload Package File. You would browse your computer, and then once you've selected it, upload and install it. Once it's done, it'll tell you that it's successful, and if it's a component, it will appear under the component category. If it's a module, it'll appear under modules, and the same thing goes for plugins and templates. So we've now covered the install from web and upload packages. Now you can upload things to a temp folder on your site. I prefer to just do it through the standard upload. And you can also install from a URL. If you know the direct URL to a package you want to install, then go ahead and put that in there. So that's the install button. Updates. This is where you'll land on this page. If there is any updates available, they'll appear here. The other thing about updates is if you are just logging in, you'll see the update notification at the top of the page and also down here under maintenance on the bottom left. So having this feature here on the control panel is great, but also having it here under the extension manager is also another area that you can go into and update things. Manage is simple. Manage is where you've already installed a module, component, or plugin and you don't want it anymore. So the only thing you have to do is just simply check mark it and hit uninstall, and it will remove it from the system. Discover. If there's extensions that are too large for the uploader, you're supposed to be able to use the discover option to install those plugins, modules, components, or themes. I've never had an upload limit, and if I do, I contact my hosting company or I alter the PHP file myself to increase the maximum upload size. Now, I've actually went in and tried to update these, and every time I do, I get an error. So I'm just going to skip by this section because I don't really think it's relevant. At least not for me. If it's relevant for you, I just urge you to do some research on the internet about what the Discover feature can do for you if you're having problems uploading larger file sizes. Database. This just tells you the integrity of your database. It's just information about your database and tells you certain things like 93 database changes were checked successfully. So, all the things that I've been doing on the site while I've been building the tutorials, it just went in and checked to make sure that the table structure was up to date. But if the table structure had any problems, you could go to Components, Admin Tool, and then run one of the options here. For instance, come on, load. If you have a permission problem, you can fix permissions, clean the temp directory, and a whole bunch of things, including repairing and optimizing tables. So that's a really nice feature to have, is the admin tools. And that doesn't come with Joomla. You need to download and install that. So that was databases. Warning is warning messages. When I first installed, I actually picked the wrong temp folder, and I know that it's right now because I've tested the upload, but this message still keeps coming up. But this is where it's going to tell you about errors on your system, but I don't have any errors. So I'm just going to kind of skip this, but you might want to address the issues by just simply clicking on them, reading what they have to say, and then making the necessary adjustments. If you want to do more than one language, you just simply use the install language option. Earlier, I tested it out by selecting Spanish, and I hit install, and that's where I ran into my temp problem. And when I figured that out, I hit install again, and it installed the language package successfully. So that's pretty cool. And update sites. Just a list of all the places that the updates for main components and Joomla core components are located. Like the Joomla core is joomla.org/core/list.xml. So this is just showing you the update sites. You really don't need to worry about that one either. The option button, when you're in this extensions manage area, there's an options button here, and when you click the options button, you'll just see some preferences and permission, and you can let it show extension directory messages or not. Permissions, I usually don't mess with either one of those. I've never had a need to mess with either one of those. So in a nutshell, that's everything under the manage feature of the extension section of Joomla. So the next video that I'm going to be doing is going to be on modules. So go watch that one next.